Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video, and I am here right now to show you a really neat trick with the Skiff. Now some of you have already known this, or some of you even noticed this before, but with the Hover Skiff, which is an amazing tool if you haven't used it already, there are actually 4 different fuels that you can use in it. 4. Anything that has element in its name can be used in the Hover Skiff. Mind you, I haven't tested things like feces and stuff like that, but anything with element in its name can be used to fuel the Skiff. Now, why is that useful? Now, 1, you can gather yourself a bunch of element ore really quickly, especially on this map where you can gather loads down under the sea. You can gather a bunch of dust on many servers really quickly as well. Shards, pretty easy to gather with an Anki now. Element as a whole is quite a valuable resource. Now, it's a pain in the butt to make, but here's the cool thing about the Skiff. If you have these 3 in here, now when you're flying your Skiff, I'll go ahead and show you, there is element that is available, but it will not use that element. It's literally going to use your alternative fuel first, and that kind of tells you how much it's actually, valued at. So you can see that my fuel usage goes up as I move around, get higher in the air, get faster speeds, that kind of stuff. But actually you can see in the lower right corner the alternate fuel is being used. Now the reason that's valuable, yes, I'm using a ton of element dust, mind you. Look at my element consumption right now, it's like 80 maxed out. But if you're doing what normal actions with the Skiff and you're only using, I don't know, very minimal amount of fuel like most people do, stay close to the ground and we're farming runs, you're probably going to get a maximum fuel usage of like, I don't know, 10-ish, give or take. And when you're on the ground, this is about, the maximum that you're going to use right here. So 2 or 3, and then you pick up a dinosaur and then you kind of go from there. But you can use different types of fuels in this guy. Now it'll continue to use through these. I'll go ahead and take the element dust out of it so you can see. Now it does have a little bit of a glitch where it just assumes that you have the element dust in there as well, but in reality it's actually using the other fuels as well. I'll go ahead and boost up in the air. You can see it's using the element ore. Element ore is very efficient with this Skiff, and because it's so easy to gather on some maps, it's actually probably the thing you want to use for the Skiff in general because it's very effective. And I'll go ahead and show you that works. Now we're going to go ahead and you can see that we still have element ore in there. Element shards work just as well. They work, in my opinion, it's cheaper to use. I guess the cheapest would be to use the element ore. Not exactly the easiest to gather, but if you've got like a boosted server or something like that, element dust is really easy to get a hold of, so you could literally go for an element dust run while powering your Skiff with the element dust you're gathering. So really easy to get a hold of. Pretty fun to use as well. Obviously Skiffs are amazing. Some people are like, oh, you have to have tons of access to element. No, not really. You just have to know how to go about doing it. Yeah, on some servers it's difficult to get like Island or Ragnarok where you don't have access to getting element. You have to be on an element based server, so Crystal Isles. I don't think Aberration has any access to easy element, but you can also get it element ore on Aberration, and Crystal Isles are actually pretty much the only 2. So there's lots of different ways, but dust you can get over an extinction, and just in general it's kind of fun to use the alternative fuels so you don't feel like you're wasting element. But alternatively you could just use the element if you really wanted to, but look how fast that goes down. You're using an element. If I'm up here at 80, you can see it right there. It almost feels less effective just to use element because you're just cruising through the air and then you just drop that element. Now, obviously, if you're lower on the ground, you don't have to worry about this too much, but you can use alternative fuels. For those of you that didn't know that, it's a pretty neat little trick. And other than that, obviously I haven't tried feces and stuff. Maybe you know some more. If you know of some more fuels, make sure you tag them below so people can see them. But as of right now, the only thing that I am aware of is those 4 element things. So hopefully this helps you out. Teach out.